Good evening, everyone. Welcome to City of Pasadena, Texas, November 19, 2019, our council meeting. Where's the Lieutenant? Hey, Lieutenant, you'll be doing the invocation, and Councilman Thomas Schoenbein will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody, please stand.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, today we're so thankful for the beautiful day that you've given us. Thank you for the opportunity to just live in this country and this state, and also in this great city of Pasadena. Thank you for the many blessings that you have upon us, Lord, bless us. And we ask you that you can also guide our path. Lord, I ask you for the people that is here today, especially our leaders, those that are supposed to lead us into the right path. We ask you for your wisdom, for your love, your kindness, and your mercy, that everything that is shared in this room can be shared with respect, with honor, and also knowing that you are watching everything that we're doing and we're saying. Lord, thank you again for giving us the privilege to live and to breathe this air. Thank you for everything. Bless people right now that is in the streets or people that is in need. Thank you for the organizations that are helping right now to the people that is in great need. And help us to be a good neighbors one to another and just to love one another as you have commanded us in the scriptures, Lord. Thank you for everything. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Lieutenant.
And now, if you'd please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, please join me in saying the pledge to our Texas state flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Councilman Schoenbein.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to see everyone out this evening. I would like to send birthday wishes to my fellow council member, Ybarra. Congratulations and happy birthday, sir. Also, my condolences go out to the Bass family. Carrie, our thoughts and prayers are with you with your loss. And on a happier note, the state of Texas did something really fantastic. There was House Bill number 234 that recognized lemonade stands for young people in the state of Texas. So if you're 18 years and younger, you can have a lemonade stand on your property now, private property, and we can have young entrepreneurs. And tonight, I would like to recognize one of our youngest entrepreneurs here in Pasadena, Miss Ariana Balderas, 7 years old. She has a little lemonade stand that her parents have helped her with, and she's out there on any given Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and she provides a great service with lemonade, and also, too, she gave me something I'd never had before, cucumber lemonade. And if you've never tried it, it's actually pretty good. So she's 7 years old, and she said, Mom and Dad, I want to help pay for some of the things that I want. This is a great example of our community here in Pasadena and our youth. And thank you to the parents and her brothers and sisters as well. So please go by Pine Street on Saturday or Sunday, weather permitting. Go by and see Miss Ariana, and she'll be happy to help you out. And Mr. Carter, thank you for being a good influence as well. So thank you very much. I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Ybarra.
I also want to take my condolences to Councilmember Bass and his family, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. That'll pass.
Thanks, sir. Councilman Lehman.
Thank everybody for coming out, and I too carry condolences to you and your family, and happy birthday to my two fellow councilmen. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. This is going to be our last meeting before we have Thanksgiving. And tonight I want to give thanks. I want to give thanks to knowing Ed Bass, who we lost. He's the icon of this city. He's one of the kindest persons I ever met in the city of Pasadena. He helped build Pasadena. And that's some of the greatest things about the gift of life, that you have precious memories of your friends over the years. And he was one of the icons of this city. And I especially knew him in sports. My brother was a boxer, Golden Gloves. He did everything he could. When Kenny Weldon moved from Galena Park to here, he supported that 100%. He was a great effect on the youth of this city, and he built this city. And he was a kind man. My condolences to the Bass family. And second, the canned food deal. I got a friend of mine that gives 1,900 pounds of food to the Can Do Fund Drive. And I want to recognize David Bright. He does it every year, and he also gives Similac baby foods for the babies. And I just think it deserves recognition. And happy Thanksgiving to y'all, and give thanks for what we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Casados.
Sir, thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for coming out this evening. I, too, want to give my condolences to the Bass family, sir. Very sorry, and I know it's hard. I lost my dad about 7 or 8 years ago, and I understand what's going on, so I do want to send my prayers to you and the family. So that being said, also, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you to the first responders here, the police department here, standing up in the back. We appreciate your services as well. Y'all be safe out there during the holidays. I know people tend to get a little ornery sometimes around the holidays, and we appreciate you all protecting us and keeping our roads and streets clean, and we appreciate that. So with that, I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wheeler.
Thank you, Mayor. Me as well, I'd like to send my condolences to the Bass family and also the Halverson family for the loss in your family. And happy Thanksgiving. That I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Caton.
I also like to welcome everyone for coming out tonight. Keep Kerry Bass and his family in your prayers. I know his father was an outstanding businessman here in Pasadena and an outstanding citizen as well. I'd like to say one other thing. It's always been an honor and a privilege for me to proudly serve on this Pasadena City Council. But at the last council meeting, one of our council members discredited and lowered himself to name-calling by using names and some false statements that he made in misquoting some historical facts about council meetings back in 2007. I will discuss this at a later date. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Bass.
Thank y'all. I can't even talk here. Thank y'all for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words from council. We've had a lot of kind words come to us, condolence prayers. It's been a great outpouring. Dad, he's my dad, but to me, he's a great man. Lived 89 years and was married to my mom for 69. And she will be turning 89 in January, and she's doing well, and our family's doing well. I just want to thank y'all very much for the outpouring. He passed away on Sunday, and I woke up Sunday morning, and I said, today's a great day for a birthday. And my wife said, it's not his birthday. And I said, it's the first day he's going to be in heaven, and he passed away about 3 that day. So anyway, thank y'all very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, brings us down to citizens wishing to speak. Tish Eubanks.
I want to make sure I came at the right time. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here to talk about the McDonald's Texas Invitational because it begins Thursday, November 21st, and goes through Saturday, November the 23rd. There'll be over 160 basketball games played here in Pasadena during this time. The McDonald's Texas Invitational is the largest basketball tournament in the state of Texas, and it's held right here in Pasadena and Deer Park. 80 basketball teams, coaches, the players, the cheerleaders, and the rest of their families will converge on Pasadena tomorrow evening. This tournament places Pasadena center stage in Texas athletics. There's also a ton of college scouts that'll be in and out of our city watching these games. The best of the best play at the Texas Invitational. Last year, 9 players in the NCAA Final Four came through Pasadena and played at the Texas Invitational. Other students in Pasadena and Deer Park are also involved in this tournament. The culinary arts teams from every high school, they furnish all of the food in the hospitality rooms in every high school used for the basketball tournament. Also, the audiovisual students, they stream every basketball game. 160 games will be streamed live, and it's because of our audiovisual students. All high schools in Pasadena, including Dobie 9 campus, Deer Park, and Phillips Fieldhouse will be hosting games starting at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. You can go to any one of these places and see some great basketball. Come out and support the McDonald's Texas Invitational, because all proceeds from this basketball tournament goes to provide money for teachers. The teachers of Deer Park and Pasadena apply for mini grants, and those mini grants are paid for because of this tournament. So let's play ball.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Jones, Jerry Jones.
Good evening, Mayor and Councilman. I will be attending the basketball tournament. My granddaughters play in the local lower level games, both city and church leagues and so forth. And youth basketball is fantastic. It's worth your time. If anybody else, I know Tish invited everybody, but she's right. It's going to be a lot of good time. I came tonight to talk about a problem I encountered this afternoon. I was cleaning up the leaves in my yard, and it smelled like a cat litter box. And I've talked about this before in regards to the feral cats and the feral cat problem that we have in the city. Other people have talked about it as well. And it's still a huge issue. I called the animal control today and said, the next block over, there's a house that's been cited a number of times and continues to have the feral cat issue in their house. There were 3 cats out digging through garbage bags and making a mess. So I called the city and said, the animal control, and said, we got these cats running wild over here and tearing up garbage and everything. They said, well, if you'll capture them, we'll come and take them from you, but you have to capture them. We don't capture cats anymore. Now, they used to have traps. You had to give the city or the animal control guys a deposit to get one of their traps, and you'd set a trap, and if you caught the cat, they'd come and get it. They don't do that anymore. I don't know why, but and the last time I spoke, that same day, I had captured a notorious feral cat that was kind of the king of the neighborhood. I was real happy to have finally caught him, and I called the city and said, okay, I've got this cat. And they said, okay, we'll come and get it. Well, the cat bit the animal control officer. It was a lost time accident because he had to seek medical attention for that. And the cat got away, and he's not dumb enough to ever get in a trap again. So he's still out there and will still be out there. He's populating my neighborhood. And on top of him populating the neighborhood, I have neighbors that are feeding them and supporting the feral cats, and that's a violation. But the animal control is unable to apparently make any of their citations stick, or fail to issue them. I don't know what. But they apparently, unlike the cats, they don't have any teeth. So I wish there was some way to get that problem taken care of. I know I'm sure there's other neighborhoods, and I'm sure it's a citywide issue, but unfortunately, the Animal Control Department says we can't help you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Robert Jeter.
Good evening, Council. First off, my condolences to Councilman Bass on the passing of your dad. Elections were earlier this month. I presided over approximately 388 ballots being cast at Fairmont Elementary, with the clear majority of them being Pasadena voters. I appreciate everyone taking the time to come out and exercise their civic duty. I apologize that I haven't had much time to follow up on it, but I question if there has been any update with the unit objective issues, which allegedly penalize officers for failing to meet quotas on tickets. I will be continuing to follow up as time and availability allows. Justice, propriety, transparency, and accountability are very important to the citizens of Pasadena. Lastly, it has been brought to my attention that some of the city email accounts have been blocking correspondence with citizens by displaying messages to the effect of undeliverable due to content filtering. Particularly concerning as this matter pertains to multiple deaths in 1991. I sure would hate to have to report to the city that intimidation tactics from nearly 30 years ago are being deployed to sweep uncomfortable conversations for this administration under the rug. The citizens of Pasadena deserve better than that, and I shall be looking into it. Thank you for the time, Council.
Thank you, sir. Carmen Walton?
Good evening, Mayor Wagner, council members, and City of Pasadena. There was an article in the Business Insider in September that labeled Pasadena as one of the most miserable cities in America. It's not the first time Pasadena has been in the national spotlight. Pasadena has had its hurdles, including federal supervision of the Voting Rights Act in 2013, as written in the New York Times and The Guardian. Current citizens have the responsibility to make changes at the polls and how we treat each other. After living in Pasadena for 2 years, I have gotten to know my city. And yes, there are divides. I see it when I come to the council meetings, when I step out to shop, and even within city government employees. The Guardian might have labeled the city as heavily segregated, but only because its citizens let it happen. If we do not want to be negatively labeled, then we must make changes so others will want to look up to and not down to us. Pasadena continues to be the largest city in the greater Houston area, and we should want others to emulate us. Pasadena is a great city to live in, and we must do more to bring viable businesses, not just retail and fast food, but sustainable businesses with health care and benefits for our citizens. We want our young people to be well educated and have employment within our city when they graduate. We cannot do it if we continue to resist the path of progress. The article points out faults we can work on. Talking to your constituents and not just smiling and taking pictures at events, but actually listening to criticism and incorporating the remarks into your decisions. This year, we were ranked 48th. I urge this council to work together and not be on this list next year. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. John Findler?
Evening, Mayor, Council. It's kind of hard to fit all this into 3 minutes, but like Mr. Harrison, I am extraordinarily thankful. One, for Angie Schneider. She's just a lady that posts in the Pasadena, Texas News Now Facebook group. She brought to my attention the fact that the company Lawn Vets had been robbed, and I was able to put a little bit together for them, as well as many other members of the community, which is absolutely fantastic and kind of goes to the point the previous speaker was making, in that I think, we need to come together as a city. I'm starting to see more of this now with Mr. Lehman, with Mr. Caton, with the mayor's wife posting in these Facebook groups, engaging the community, and discussing these issues and things like that. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, especially the fine folks in the back there, we have a little bit of an issue with crime. We got people getting murdered. We got people getting robbed. People getting abducted on their way home from the gym and stuff like that. Just a bad thing, right? And what I would really love to see from every single one of you, all the people listening, I don't know where the other camera, there it is. Anybody seeing this, let's get together. Let's have these conversations. Let's figure out what we can do in a society where we can't necessarily rely on the courts, because our guys arrest the people, they go to jail, they get released on a $1 PR bond or whatever, they get out, they go and kill somebody else. What do we do? What do we do? Let's do something. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Pam Weber.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members, and condolences to you and your family. My name is Pamela Weber. I have lived here in Pasadena for the last 2 years. I moved here from San Francisco, California. Now, the problem that I had here in this city is that my car hit a very large pothole that caused my car damage to be almost $35,000. And it still is in the makings of trying to be fixed because my insurance company failed to look under the car, and I had been riding around in water. And so I filed a claim with the city, and they told me to go out and get some estimates on my car and how much it would cost. So I brought it up here to the city hall, and they in turn send it to some agency, International Governmental Risk Pool, who is out of Austin, Texas. She mentioned to me that that type of claim was called a tort law, which is not. It's a civil matter. So I'm in the process of trying to get my car fixed. I'm not quite sure. There are a lot of potholes here in Pasadena area. I have pictures of the pothole. It had pipes, it had rocks, it has all kinds of things inside that pothole that very much damaged my car, and it cracked my windshield. The impact was so heavy. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to be able to solve this problem in this city because there's so many of them, and I'm always ducking and dodging, trying to not to hit them. And you never know what the impact is going to be. So I suggest that we try to find a solution in this city for fixing the potholes. That's my story.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate
Okay.
it. Brian Licticum.
Mayor, Council, as you know, over the past few months, there has been numerous meetings and discussions regarding these very important items on the agenda tonight, such as the compensation plans for the city employees and specifically the compression pay scale for the officers of the Pasadena Police Department, which has been the focus of the Pasadena Police Officers Union for quite some time now. We just want to thank you, and we appreciate you taking the time for these meetings. Sometimes they've been lively discussions, we can all agree. And with that, it's our understanding and our passion for keeping the city at the forefront and the Pasadena Police Department at the forefront. Myself, the PPOU board, the union members would like to personally thank each of you for your support. We all have collaborated to reach our common goals. We look forward to maintaining a positive working relationship with the mayor and council and continuing to provide our citizens with the best services possible. We appreciate your support and thank you in advance for the vote tonight on this ordinance. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Councilman Bass, from all of us from the Pasadena Police Department, we truly are sorry about your death.
Thank you, Sergeant. Okay, it brings us down to presentation of the minutes, November 5th, 2019 at 10:02. Motion Lehman. Second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to progress payments. Motion Casados, second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to finance resolutions. Motion Ibarra, second by Lehman. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to personnel changes A. Motion Ibarra. Second Bass. Any questions? Go ahead, sir.
I, too, would like to say happy birthday and Councilman Scheinvold and your borough.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. All in favor? Any opposed? We have one no. Casados, no. Yes. That's what it was. He's saying no to happy birthday. Okay, Madam Secretary brings us down to final readings.
Ordinance 2019-178, granting franchise to HSC Pipeline Partnerships LLC for 8-inch ethylene pipeline. Ordinance 2019-191, annual radio service agreement with Motorola Solutions Incorporated for maintenance and reports to the dispatch center in 4 towers located at 1201 Davis, 1114 Davis, 706 Red Bluff, and mobile radio tower at 3124 Red Bluff Road, $94,380.89. Ordinance 2019-192, accepting and approving a grant award and agreement with the Texas Department of Public Safety, Division of Emergency Management for the fiscal year 2019 Emergency Management Performance Grant, EMPG, in the amount of $47,789.44. Ordinance 2019-193, contract with Infosol Incorporated for on-site technical support services for municipal courts and the courthouse software in the amount of $103,200. Ordinance 2019-194, agreement with the Ice Express for the snow slide and ice play area for Christmas tree lighting 2019 in the amount of $4,940. Ordinance 2019-195, agreement with Bill Gray for instructional services to provide karate classes. Ordinance 2019-196, contract with NAVCO for the purchase by the City of Pasadena, Texas, of fire protection bunker gear for 5 months. Ordinance 2019-197, agreement with Sarah's House for community development block grant CDBG funds of $90,000 to provide homeless shelter services to low and moderate income persons. Ordinance 2019-198, granting to Gulf Coast Radio Control Club the license to use the prescribed property for the club's radio control activities for a lease fee of $1 per year. Ordinance 2019-199, purchase of a video wall display system for the City of Pasadena's Emergency Operations Center from Ford Audio Video Systems LLC, $246,752. Ordinance 2019-200, contract with Core & Main for purchase of 7,275 Neptune water meters, $1,528,027. Ordinance 2019-201, purchase and installation of splash pad components for Red Bluff Park, Sunset Park, and Memorial Park splash pad from Vortex Aquatic Structures International for a total appropriation of $75,487.15 from the 2008 General Obligation Bond Fund Balance Account. Ordinance 2019-202, renewal of contract with J.P. Morgan Chase through the City of Fort Worth's Cooperative for the Procurement Card Program. Ordinance 2019-203, recognition agreement between the Pasadena Police Department and the Texas Police Chiefs Association Foundation, TPCAF. Ordinance 2019-204, lease agreement with Acadian Ambulance Services, LLC, for the lease of real property at Fire Station Number 6, 1200 Kirby.
Okay, we have a motion by Ibarra, second by Lehman. Any questions? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I would like to say something on a couple of ordinances here. Ordinance 2019-193, contract with Infosol. I had said previously to approving contracts that I wouldn't be approving any contracts until we took care of our city employees and our police officers. Looks like we have remedied that. I will be supporting this, but I will say that there's been some comments made on from council members, certain council members that talk about professional services and how some of these contracts that we do don't come out of the professional service department. They come out of the certification of obligations and whatnot. This is a direct, vindicates myself as far as it comes from the professional service budget. It comes from the budget number 7107, which is professional services. This is not coming out of certificate of obligations or FEMA or anything like that. So I just wanted to make that very clear that these contracts that we do give out do come from professional services. And the other item is ordinance 2019-202. I'm not going to be supporting this. There are still a lot of issues with our procurement card process, our P-card plan, how we go about doing things. I've sent out emails to a couple of the department heads. I have not received any response. All I'm asking for is receipts that they maybe have been approved. Looking for a travel policy. I have not received any of that. So, I can't, in good faith, sit here and approve something that I can't get any information back, any feedback. When I, as a sitting council member, ask for certain information, it's not because I'm trying to catch anybody do anything wrong. I just want to know what's going on with it and make sure that we have our checks and balances in place. And currently, we do not. We're still spending too much money on car washes.
Your time's up, sir. Anyway, Mr. Harrison, go ahead, sir.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'm just going to reiterate what my thoughts before. There's no checks and balances. They're checking themselves, and I don't think the procurement program is working best for the city, and I voted no before, and I want to continue to vote no. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Okay, all in favor? No, you had your chance, sir.
Well, I thought somebody was going to say something.
I tell you what, go ahead.
It's positive, it's not negative. I'm actually going to be, I'm going to be voting on ordinance 2019-202, be a no vote. But also a citizen made a comment about arrest and citation and stuff like that. I just want to throw out some facts. I think he was saying something that the police department is required to make a certain amount of citations or arrest an hour or something like that. That is factually incorrect. What the chief is saying is that you have to go out there and make 2 contacts a day. It's not saying you have to arrest anybody. It's not saying that you have to write anybody's citation. Merely the chief is just saying go out there, be active, be seen in the community. If you see a traffic violation, stop the vehicle. If you want to issue a citation, fine. If you don't, then that's up to officer discretion. Same thing with an arrest. So there is not a quota of some sort that the police department is requiring people to make issue citations or make arrests, anything like that. Also, the state standards actually that you should go out there and make 2.5 traffic stops an hour. The chief is just asking for 2 contacts in an 8-hour shift, so that's very reasonable. Second thing about crime, crime is an issue. What I will say about this is the chief is working on that. He's been real receptive. He's met with some residents and stuff like that, but if you see any suspicious people, if you hear gunshots, if there's anything that you feel is a concern, please report that. I got emails before, I got phone calls, and when the police department goes back to try to track if there's been any phone calls or any gunshots or anything like that so they can put more units out there, nobody made a phone call. So if you see anything, anybody suspicious, you hear any gunshots, you see somebody doesn't belong there, call the police department and report that. If we really want to address crime, that's one of the ways we're going to be able to address crime. And with that, I'll pass.
Thanks, sir. Okay, all in,
I'm voting no on 2019-202.
they got it. Write that down. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? We have noes.
No.
No, on 102, we have Casados, Harrison, Ibarra, and Wheeler. 202,
I
sorry
got
about
it.
that.
Got it.
Got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, passes. Madam Secretary?
Ordinance 2019-206, purchase of ammunition for police training from GT Distributors. I'm sorry, Mayor, we have to go back to ordinance 209.
205, right?
205, yes.
Yes, and
I'm sorry.
we have amendment. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Ordinance 2019-205, amend the Code of Ordinances at Chapter 6, Animals and Fowl, etc., add various sections concerning fees, definitions, impoundment, registration, spay, neuter, microchipping, ownership limits, etc.
Okay, we need a motion.
Motion.
Motion Lehman, second by Ibarra. Any questions?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to amend
Okay, sir, go ahead.
for the following language to amend ordinance 2019-205 on final reading to reflect that this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon final reading and that the registration requirement in section 6-39C applies specifically to dogs, not cats, by deleting the words "or cat" in the second sentence of section 6-39C.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a second by Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have 1 no on the motion. Now let's go back on the ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
We have 1 no, which is Caton. Passes. Now, Madam Secretary, first readings.
Thank you. I was trying to speed us through here, wasn't I?
And we're good with
Yeah,
that.
okay. Ordinance 2019-206, purchase of ammunition for police training from GT Distributors Incorporated, $100,000.
Motion.
Motion Wheeler, second
Second.
by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-207, granting franchise to KM Liquid Terminals LLC for 24-inch refined petroleum products pipeline.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-208, annual contract with Gerson's Concrete LLC for the purchase of ready-mix concrete.
Motion Casados,
Second.
second by Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-209, extend annual contract with Accurate Utility Supply LLC for the purchase of full circle repair clamps.
Motion.
Motion Lehman, second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-210, extend annual contract with Cherry Crush Concrete for the purchase of flexible base materials.
Motion Caton, second Casados. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-211, purchase of 3 2020 black Chevrolet Equinox LS, 1 2020 gray Chevy Equinox LT, 4 2020 Chevy Traverse LS, 1 silver ice, 2 satin steel, and 1 black, 3 2020 black Chevy Traverse LT, and 1 2020 black Chevy Tahoe LT from Lake Country Chevrolet, $317,291.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second by Casados. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-212, annual maintenance agreement with Sebron LLC for Community Plus, Finance Plus, and phone support, minor upgrades, and annual W-2 1099 software updates, $151,316.08.
Motion Caton,
Second.
second, what was that? Harrison?
No, second.
Casados. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Passes.
Ordinance 2019-213, contract with HVJ Associates Incorporated for design services for 12-inch and 8-inch water lines on Jenkins Road from Strawberry to Burke Road on East Haven from Woodlock to Burke and connecting street CIP number W061 for a total appropriation of $358,590 to be funded from the 2017 Certificate of Obligation Fund Balance Account.
Motion Casados,
Second.
second by Lehman. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-214, contract with Tyler Technologies for purchase of handheld ticket writers, accessories, and software, $94,540.
Motion.
Motion Caton, second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-215, authorizing police officers compensatory pay for the Pasadena Police Department, Pasadena City Marshals, and Pasadena Fire Marshals who meet the proficiency requirements for Spanish bilingual compensation set forth by the police department.
Motion.
Motion, that was Lehman, second by Shanebine. Any questions? Go ahead, sir.
I think this is a great idea. I think it's really good that we pay our officers and whatnot extra money for being bilingual to help out the citizens of Pasadena. We all know that we're a mix of all kinds of different cultures and people here in the city, so it's a good thing. What I would like to see is this moved into our civilian jobs as well, people in the permit department, the water department, and people that actually as well meet with people on a day-to-day basis. I think they deserve and should get this this pay as well. So, Mayor, if you could have your administration look into that, that'd be great. They work just as hard as our police officers. They do everything day in and day out, and they deserve it as well.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? All in favor? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is something bilingual that we all need and going on in City of Pasadena, but these social media postings on social media now, they're not always correct. And you know, the 10 worst cities, the 50th worst city, there's always been posts on social media. This is one of the greatest cities to live for a senior citizen to retire in. We got the lowest tax increase. So what I'm saying is this social media, read it and get the facts. Don't question what we try to do up here. We try to move forward. But to being so negative about everything that comes on social media, I would probably not get out of my house just reading that all day. But we can have things to be very positive about. But this is something possible for the city of Pasadena and the Pasadena Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I would like to also recommend that we do look forward in the future as we work together as a council to expand the compensation pay for our bilingual employees, because we do have employees in our permit department, water billing, and other departments. And, it's something that we can work together to, work out the details, work out the budgeting issues and things like that in the future. And I agree with Mr. Harrison as well. Don't always believe what you read in the Chronicle, and with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Go ahead, Madam Secretary. Go ahead, sir.
Ordinance 2019-216, adjust the salary structure and provide a cost of living increase of 2% of base salary for full-time, non-classified civilian employees, part-time, non-classified civilian employees whose standard hours equal 20 or more, excluding both seasonal lifeguards in Class Code 2840 and 15220, and seasonal recreation employees in Class Code 28051 and 15230, and the Pasadena Police Department Chief. Salary structures to be adjusted accordingly are the Pasadena Police Chief's current salary, as well as Exhibit A, exempt and non-exempt civilian personnel, B, Fire City Marshal salary chart, and C, Police Service Officers step grade schedule, effective for the pay period January 13th, 2020.
Motion.
Motion by Shanebine, second by Bass. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Actually, any comments? Okay. Oh, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. This is great. I mean, everybody's been waiting and fighting for this. There's been a few council members up here fighting for these pay increases. And I tell you what, this is awesome that the city employees are going to get their raise. And again, right before, I wish it'd be before Christmas, but it is what it is. Hopefully after, they'll have some money for spring break. So, and again, we've been fighting hard and trying to get you guys what you deserve. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I'd just like to say that, yes, I am happy also that we're able to finalize the budget. And after working out all the details that included the effective tax rate and give the city employees a pay raise and the police officers their compressed pay scale, for that I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Madam Secretary.
Ordinance 2019-217, an ordinance to adopt salary schedule which provides a pay increase for classified police employees effective March 9th, 2020.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second by Bass. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You said first, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to, this is for the compressed pay scale, correct? And I would like to make a motion to amend and make the effective pay effective on January 13th, same as the civilian employees.
Motion is not recognized. Any other comment?
Mayor.
I asked you very nicely, very courteously, put it in writing. It's not in writing. We didn't have time to look at it. I was very nice and very courteous about that, sir. So no, it's not going to be recognized.
Mayor, point of information. Our charter states that we can make motions. It doesn't have to be submitted in writing to you.
Again, I'm going to stand by my request. Any other comment?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, still think should be thanks for what you have. There's two readings.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And again, this is what the police officers agreed to. All in favor?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I just want to say, well done to the council for finally coming together on this achievement. Compression has been something that has been sought after for probably almost a decade, and several members of this council were involved even in previous administrations, and thank you for that. What this is going to do, this allows our police officers to max out and pay from 20 years down to 14 years. And what that effectively does, it helps them with their retirement. So when they max out, they get to put more money into their retirement to take care of their family and have a great quality of life for which they prepare and keep us safe. And then the other benefits are it'll add in retention for our officers. It'll add in recruiting to get the best of the best. Now we're considered a premium police department. We've got other agencies that are already contacting our police unions, saying, what can we do to get this done in our communities? And I do want to thank this council. It's been a long, bitter road, been a lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth, questioning each other. But at the end of the day, I think we have a great product, and I want to thank the leadership of both unions, Mr. Raul and Mr. Bryan. Thank you all for y'all's leadership in this, and Mayor, thank you for your leadership in this as well.
Okay, all in favor?
Mayor.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to thank the 4 council members that stood up for the past 2 months and stood their ground. Stood their ground when they wanted to give you nothing. Said we didn't have funds available, which we did have funds available in the budget. And this is going to be done on the second reading, and I'll be happy to make a written request. We're not giving up on this. I'm not. We'll make a written request, give it to them second reading. That I'll pass.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, I was just going to say that the credit, I think, goes to Sergeant Lithicum. I know he's up for election, I guess, in December for the board, I guess, but he did a good job. He believed in the compressed pay scale. He had a vision that he wanted 14 years. He had a price that a salary that he wanted. I think it was 92 at 14, and he stuck to his guns. They told him no. They came back with counter offers. He said, no, this is what my members want. And so the credit goes to him. So for you members there, don't forget when you go to the ballot box. So with that, I'll pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes. And for councils, they actually wanted April, but I moved it up to March. So I already gave in, and this is exactly what they want. So let's don't forget that. All right, Madam Secretary, let's read all resolutions, please.
Yes, sir. Resolution 2019-180, donation of $3,000 from Tier Memorial Herman for any and all wheelchair sports-related programs at the Vern Cox Multipurpose Center. Resolution 2019-181, donations from various donors totaling $3,809 for care of animals housed at the animal shelter. Resolution 2019-182, donation of $10,000 from ASPCA for care of animals housed at the animal shelter. Resolution 2019-183, appointing and reappointing members Jesse San Miguel, Bill Welch, Mark Thomason, Steve Halverson, Carol Wilson, David Ramirez, and Bill Pittman to the Board of Directors of the Pasadena Crime Control and Prevention District. Resolution 2019-184, amending Resolution number 2019-164 to amend Exhibit A, authorizing the Pasadena Parks and Recreation Department to seek funding in the amount of $25,000 from Chevron Pasadena Refinery for park improvements at Big Island Slough. 2019-185, authorizing the mayor to execute proof of loss statement on behalf of the city of Pasadena to accept payment from insurance companies in the amount of $701,409.37 for water damage to City Hall basement. Resolution 2019-186, authorizing the Pasadena Parks and Recreation Department to seek funding in the amount of $85,000 from Kaboom for the Build It with Kaboom grant to replace the outdated play structure at Sunset Park. Resolution 2019-187, nominating Kinder Morgan Liquids Terminals, LLC, to the Office of the Governor Economic Development and Tourism, EDT, through the Texas Economic Development Bank as an enterprise zone project.
Motion.
Motion by Shanebine, second by Casados. Any questions?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I just want to congratulate Bill Pittman and Steve Halverson on their appointment to the Crime Control Board.
Thank you, sir.
That'll pass.
All in favor?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I want to thank all the people that are serving on the Crime Control Board for volunteering their time, and this is a big benefit to our police department. I want to thank all of them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Go
Mayor.
ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to congratulate Bill Pittman and Steve Harrison. This is apparently his second time to be a member of the Crime Control Board. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? I want to thank everybody for coming out. Officers, I'm very, very proud of you. Brian, good job in negotiation role. Thank you for keeping a very, very clear, level head. Y'all did a great job. Very proud of y'all. This meeting is adjourned. God bless.